please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And before we get to the first item on our agenda today, I just wanted to take a moment and pause to thank our Public Works crew for all that they did during the snowstorm this past weekend. That team was out there for 36 hours nonstop, making sure that everyone could get around, that our roads were clear and safe. And thank you also to the fire and police departments as well for helping to handle any situations that arose during the storm.
Just to add on to that, we're told there weren't too many calls for service. We're grateful for that. So we're also grateful to our community members for staying off the roads during the worst of that storm so that our public works could get that job done. So thank you.
Our first item up today is to swear in our new police officers.
So as council knows, we have the chief would touch on the interview process, the rigorous interview process, but we have the privilege to witness the next 3 Horsham police officers get sworn in this evening. And I had the privilege in meeting them. The chief and I do the final interview through the process that they go through. And we explained to them, my job is to paint the picture for them of what their expectations of what I believe and truly believe is the greatest police department in the country. And I truly believe that. We take our police department very seriously in the community. Our residents do, our businesses do. They have a wonderful reputation, not only with our residents and our businesses, but also with the criminals. And the criminals stay out of Horsham because of that reputation. We have a productive police department, and so I get to give them that lecture. It lasts about 15 minutes to tell them about the expectations, and they have big shoes to fill, with the officers that are leaving and retiring, because they have been here for 20, 30, 40 years, and they have built the department of what it is. We've had wonderful command staff. One of our retired chiefs are here in the audience, and the department is just one of the best. And all that they do with their community policing program and their training above and beyond what's required by the state, by the federal government, we have the best. And these 3 individuals are joining that department, and they know the expectations and the demands upon them. So I will turn it over to the chief.
Thank you, sir. Since we've better?
No.
Not that I need a mic to be loud, but how about now? Now?
Is it plugged in?
It appears to be.
Can you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Oh,
There you go.
how about now? Okay. So, first of all, I appreciate what seemingly 5,000 people that came out this evening. We very much appreciate that. We've always been lucky to have a lot of public support as a PD. That's none of my doing. That's those that came before me. However, it is nice to see this room packed with folks that are presumably here for the swearings in. I did ask Mr. Walker, if I could, since we have 3 new council members, to sort of go over our recruitment process and sort of how we vet out applicants. Our recruitment process is multifaceted, right? So we do some inbound recruiting, some outbound recruiting. So we post on socials, we post at the police academies, anywhere and everywhere we can to get police applicants or cadets that are already in the academy interested. But we also do some targeted recruitment, and we network, and we know that there's some people out there that may be looking to come to a more desirable police department. So we reach out in a bunch of different ways, and then once we select our candidates through a resume review process, which gives us the opportunity on a minimum of 3 opportunities to sit in front of somebody and really get to know sort of what makes them tick, and more importantly, if they'll fit in here. And my staff, the command staff, our detective sergeant, have been revamping sort of the way in which we conduct those interviews, and we found that it's really getting us to some phenomenal candidates, but we get to know a lot more about them and whether they're a good fit. Once they go through all that, they go through a rigorous background investigation, their personal data questionnaire that they fill out, which is basically tell us every single thing about you and your life from the moment you were born till today, is dozens of pages. So they really get put through the ringer, but what we get out of it is the best possible candidates. We're a desirable police department to come work for, thankfully, and there's a lot of reasons for that. So that also helps us too. Sometimes, when someone who's looking for a police job is caught between two departments to choose from, I like to think that they typically will choose us. So tonight, we have 3 new to us police officers, and I say that because they all come with varying degrees of experience. In fact, combined, they have over 25 years experience, the 3 officers. 2 of them were supervisory officers in their former departments. So, and you'll hear a little bit more about each one of them before they get sworn in, but there are a ton of superpowers that reside with these 3 new officers that we're going to be able to tap into tomorrow and into the future as well. So let's get the hard part over here. We're going to go in alphabetical order, so could Officer Butterworth come up, please? I'm going to show you off to everybody. Officer Butterworth was born and raised in Horsham, and he's a graduate of Hatboro Horsham High School. We recruited him from Norristown Police Department, where he served almost 3 years as a patrolman there. He's a certified police cyclist. Yes, that is a thing. And it is actually a very rigorous certification to go through. And he's also a certified crisis intervention specialist, right, which is becoming so increasingly important in the job we do today, both in law enforcement, but also some of the social services. Do you have somebody that's going to hold the Bible for you while you take your oath? All right. I'd like to ask Judge Stevens. There you are. You see, you were sitting down, so I couldn't find you.
Chief, the Bible's.
All right, you're in charge. Let me get out of the way. Why don't we flip this around? You should come here facing that way. And I'll stand this way. That way everybody can see you. All right? Sorry for my back over here. All right? All right. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I, Edward Butterworth,
I, Edward Butterworth,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
and of Horsham Township,
and of Horsham Township.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will discharge the duties of police officer
and I will discharge the duties of police officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
I do further swear
I do further swear
that I will uphold, obey, and
I
enforce
will uphold, obey, and enforce
the law
the law
without consideration of
without consideration of
a person's race,
a person's
color,
race,
sex,
color, sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
or disability.
or disability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He prepared. Going for it, you know. He's very good at this game.
Once all three are sworn in, then we will do pictures. We'll take a break from the meeting and do pictures after all three officers are sworn in. So don't go anywhere. Families too. We'll do family photos.
Congratulations.
Why don't we move that towards the center? Yeah. That'll be probably better for everybody, yeah.
Really, John?
Good. All right.
Officer Henry, is there an Officer Henry here? So Nordia comes to us from the Philadelphia Housing Authority Police Department, where she served as a sergeant. She does have previous experience, however, not only in Philadelphia County, but in Montgomery County as well. She also has previous experience in the social services fields. And let me know if I get anything wrong here, okay? Because, Google isn't old now. So she worked as a caseworker for both public and private organizations. She got her degree from Wilmington University, where she was 3-time all-conference team captain for the women's basketball team. And she's the first and only Wildcat to score 1,000 points and get 1,000 rebounds. That didn't come up in the background, did it? She also played professional basketball for 3 years overseas and coached the University of the Sciences and New Haven University women's basketball programs.
That's my school. The first one.
Oh, yeah? That's all correct, right?
Yes, it is correct.
Okay, I'm not embarrassing you now. Do you have somebody that's going to hold on? Oh, I'm looking for them holding. There you go. Yeah, I'll wait for the...
I'll take her.
Here, why don't you guys slide over here? You can both hold it. There you go. Left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. All right. I, Nordia Henry,
I, Nordia Henry,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
and of Horsham Township,
and of Horsham Township.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and that I will discharge the duties of police officer
I will discharge the duties of police officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
I do further swear
I do further swear
that I will uphold, obey, and enforce
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the law without consideration of
the law without consideration of
a person's race,
a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
or disability.
or disability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I'm not gonna do nothing. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My daughter plays in the Hoops Basketball Association. They're always looking for coaches.
Actually, I'm headed from here to coach my son's 6th grade team at Hallowell, and I just asked the chief, I believe there's a directed patrol responsibility. Officer Henry immediately following this.
All right, last but certainly not least, Anthony Mateo. About that indeed. So Anthony or Tony, I still haven't figured out which one he prefers, but I'm going to get it down in this next 365 days. I'm going to figure it out. Comes to us from Jenkintown Borough Police Department. He is a 13-year veteran there before we were able to recruit him here Anthony served in numerous capacities there as patrolman, field training officer, canine handler, grant writer, supervisor, fleet and equipment manager, and the dreaded accreditation manager position. He also was awarded several commendations for meritorious conduct and has his degree in criminal justice, and we're very happy to have him and all the other two here using their superpowers for our good. So do you have somebody that's going to hold the Bible for you, my friend? All right, this is right out of the way. How you doing?
All right, left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I, Anthony Matteo,
I, Anthony Matteo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
that I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth
and of Horsham Township,
and of Horsham Township.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and that I will discharge the duties of police officer
I will discharge the duties of police officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
I do further swear
I do further swear
that I will uphold, obey, and enforce
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the law without consideration of
the law without consideration of
a person's race,
person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
or disability.
or disability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pictures?
One more thing, okay.
Just before we do pictures, if I could, all three of our officers were hired because of either retirements or because we were short of a police officer for a short period of time. The retirements, it's not unusual, right, in police work. You have people come, you have people go. What I see happen a lot in other municipalities and what my colleagues and my peers complain about is the lack of swiftness with which those spots are filled, right? And as long as I can remember, we've been very lucky that we very rarely experience those delays in getting some new people in here. And I want to thank the men and women in council for that, because it's your support that allows us to keep these spots filled and our streets safe. So thank you.
Okay, we're going to do photos now, so I'll ask the three new officers to come up to get pictures with council. After we get the pictures with council, then we will do your families individually.
No, you're like adopted.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 2, 3. Do like the shoulders. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. One more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, move on. All right, so we'll get back into the agenda now. The next item up is opportunity for questions or comments from the public. Don't all jump at once. You want to come up? Seriously. You get to come to the microphone.
And you state your name and your address.
And tell us your best joke. Just kidding. No pressure.
Hello, it's my first time speaking at a council meeting, so a bit nervous. My name is Casey Miller, and my address is 500 Drescher Road in Horsham, and I'm a resident and homeowner here. We heard that as part of the comprehensive ordinance overhaul, that the council was considering exploring options for including a noise ordinance of some kind in the municipal code for Horsham. And we, my husband and I, who've been living here 8 years, just wanted to come and express our support for such a measure. We've long wished that there was some kind of noise or public nuisance or public disorder, some kind of ordinance. And in our research, we couldn't find a township surrounding Horsham, or at least bordering Horsham, that didn't have one. And we've had a lot of instances in our neighborhood where contractors or people will come really late at night and run heavy machinery or leaf blowers or snow blowers. And we were emailing Ellen last night. It unfortunately happened again at 1 in the morning. And it's just really loud. And sometimes we call our wonderful police department on the non-emergency dispatch line, of course. And often the officers are very polite, but say that without a noise ordinance that there's nothing they can do. So yeah, we just wanted to share our experiences and to express our support for exploring some kind of a noise ordinance.
Thank you for coming and speaking out. Do we want to, so it is on the list of items to accomplish this year.
And we might move, we hope to start that ad hoc committee in February with a kickoff meeting. But the full zoning ordinance can take up to 2 years to do. So I know there's a couple, and the noise is one of them, that council has pointed out that they don't want to wait 2 years for, so that the noise would be done separately as we're doing the full ordinance, and done sooner than the full ordinance.
When you say sooner, do you have any estimate on when we can anticipate that being, like, realistically possible?
This year, but I would say the first half of this year.
First half of this year. Okay,
Yep.
perfect. That's the kind of specificity I was looking for. Thank you.
Yep.
And on that, do we have templates available for what other townships and municipalities have in place?
Yeah, we'll get them and share them with you. And also when we do a preliminary draft of an ordinance, we'll share that with you too.
Okay, thank you.
Would that be a public meeting item? Talk about implementing them or no?
Oh yeah, you had to introduce it,
Yeah.
and then you had to have a public hearing on it. Yes.
Do you want to provide your contact information? If the event, like, you wanted to come and show up for that meeting, we can just maybe let you know that.
We communicate frequently, so I will keep.
Oh, okay.
I will
Never
keep
mind.
Ann and Casey updated and where we're at with it.
Perfect.
Thank you for coming. Officer Henry's family was sitting there, I think.
And I think this might be a coat from someone
Officer
related
Henry,
also. Yeah.
They just left everything. You coming back?
And a hat.
And her hat.
Somebody's cold.
Haven't found a wallet.
Buddy.
Okay. No other questions or comments from the public. We'll move on to the next item, which is the approval of the list of checks.
No, I'm good.
I move to approve the list of checks in all funds for January 28th, 2026 in the amount of $412,260.11, and further move to authorize payment of same.
Second. And seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Have it. Next item up is to review the zoning hearing board applications to be heard in February.
So you only have one this evening. It's on 230 Crestview Road. Yeah. Maybe it'll get on the screen, maybe it won't. So it's the resident is in our R4 zoning district in Meeting House Village neighborhood. The property owner would like to construct a attached garage to the house. So in order to do so, they need 3 variances from the zoning hearing board. The first variance would be a lot coverage ratio. In this zoning district, they're allowed 25%. Currently on the property, it's 25.46%. And with this attached garage addition, it would go to 27.98%. The second variance that they would need is a front yard setback. The 50 feet is required in this zoning district. And actually, what currently exists is 31 feet 10 inches from a previous owner that constructed a front porch without township permit. So this one, they're just coming into compliance. They just want to make legal. So this front yard setback that currently exists. And the third variance would be a side yard setback, where 10 feet is required. Currently 16 feet 3 inches exist. With the addition of the attached garage, the side yard setback would be 7 feet 3 inches. So 2 feet 7 inches less than the 10-foot required. And those would be the 3 variances that they would need to construct the attached garage.
The staff have a position?
The staff recommendation would be to be neutral.
Objections to being neutral? Next item up is to consider a proposal from eConsult Solutions, Inc., ESI, to provide professional consulting services in support of a U.S. Department of Transportation better utilizing investments to leverage development build grant application for the Norristown Road extension.
As council knows, we are currently in design and engineering for the Norristown Road extension, what I would say, project. That project includes 4 phases. Phase 1 being Maple Avenue between 611 and County Line, and that's not widening, that's addressing to try to prevent and reduce any increased traffic on Maple Avenue. Phase 2 would be Norristown Road extension itself from Horsham Road to 611. Phase 3 would be the pedestrian bridge over 611. And Phase 4 would be the pedestrian bridge over Horsham Road. So it is a big project with multiple phases. So we found out about this build grant application, which is administered by the Federal Highway Administration or Federal Department of Transportation. And the maximum is $24 million you can apply for. The staff's recommendation, and we did have a meeting with eConsult Solutions, ESI. They are very well known. They have a very good reputation. Last year, they submitted 120 build applications for clients around the country. So they have a very good reputation. They know the U.S. Department of Transportation staff. They know this grant program. They've done work for Montgomery County Planning Commission, the City of Philadelphia, SEPTA, Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission, Amtrak. So they have a very good reputation, and they know this grant program very well. They are recommending that we not go full in at the $24 million. There's only so much money, so many billions of dollars that go around the country, but you look more favorable if you don't go for the full amount. So they know our project, and they're recommending that we put in for $12 million. As you know, we're chasing other grants, other funding sources at the federal level, at the state level for this project. Our recommendation is that we use eConsult Solutions. Their fee is $30,000. It's a very detailed application that they have to do and make to the federal government. and that can be covered by our grant for Norristown Road Extension. As you're aware, we have a grant covering the engineering and design for Norristown Road Extension. This fits that. So we can use the $30,000 from our grant funding to cover the cost. And so it would be the staff recommendation for you to consider the proposal this evening so we can get them working. It's due the end of February. And if we don't get it, it's one of those grant programs that you just sort of dust off next year in January and you resubmit. If we're unfortunate this year to not get it, that's what we plan on doing, is resubmitting next year at this time.
Just to clarify, is that something we'll be able to resubmit for other phases, or is that one time only?
No, you can resubmit for other phases.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to clarify, the MIRIA and the grant funds are not taxpayer funds that we're talking about?
Yes, not taxpayer funds.
Okay, thank you.
A $30,000 fee is just a one-time fee?
Yes, correct. Yep.
We have a motion.
I move to approve the proposal dated January 8th, 2026, in the amount of $30,000 as submitted from eConsult Solutions, Inc., ESI, for professional consulting services in support of a U.S. Department of Transportation Build Grant application for the Norristown Road Extension.
Voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Was there a second?
Oh, sorry. Second.
Second?
Now it's a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All right. The next item up is to consider a resolution establishing a time and place for a public hearing on the Hallmark Building Group, Inc. Park Road Conditional Use Application 26-01-CU for Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Horsham Township Municipal Building, 1025 Horsham Road, Horsham, PA.
This is a land development application. They received final land development approval last year for the project. They're looking to start this year on these new homes. As part of their needing approval, they're going to be putting a road and utilities through a section of repairing corridor. We saw that when they got their land development approval. We knew they would be coming back for this conditional use, so that's what the application is for. It's for them to be putting utility and a road through a portion of the repairing corridor.
Motion.
I move to adopt the resolution as proposed, establishing a time and place for a public hearing of the Hallmark Building Group, Inc. Park Road Condition Use Application, Wednesday, March 11th, 2026, at 6 p.m. in the Horsham Township Multiplicity Building, 1025 Horsham Road.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. This is a roll call vote.
Mr. McCarty, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dr. Patterson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Chunky, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Ms. Slaff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next item up is to introduce an ordinance amending and updating the Horsham Township Home Rule Charter, which was established in 1975.
So your next two items have to deal with the amending the charter. This is something that the staff recommended to council in 2024 that we tackle. It's as you just mentioned, it's 1975. So since then, a lot has changed. A lot of federal laws have changed. A lot of state laws have changed. Pronouns have changed. It's as you know, it's all his, he, man. But that was 1975. So the staff recommendation in 2024 was to go through the charter, update the charter to current laws, current standards, state and federal laws. Then in 2025, unexpectedly, with what all has occurred in 2025, we had to shift focus to the base to protect the base. So we went with and that wasn't planned. But that we had to do the zoning, we had to do the official map, we had to do the comprehensive zoning, and as you know, that took all year to get all of that accomplished, which took time away from the charter. So now that we have that done, we're back onto the charter. And then that's what these next two items are. The first is, as you just said, is introducing the ordinance, and then the second is scheduling the public hearing.
I move to introduce the ordinance as proposed, updating the Horsham Township Home Rule Charter.
Second?
And seconded, this is a roll call vote.
Mr. McCarty, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dr. Patterson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Chunky, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Slaff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I move to adopt the resolution as proposed, establishing a time and place for a public hearing on proposed ordinance updating the Horsham Township Home Rule Charter, Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, at 6 o'clock p.m. in the Horsham Township Municipal Building.
Second?
And moved and seconded, this is another roll call vote.
Mr. McCarty, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dr. Patterson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Chunky, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Ms. Slaff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next item up is to consider the Horsham Day fireworks contract.
You see this time of year, every year? Well, not last year. Yeah, you did for fireworks. But Horsham Day's back. Dennis, what's the date? So June 6th. So everyone mark their calendars. Horsham Day is back. As you know, we had to take a year off last year because of the construction in the park. So we're back this year. This is the same firework company that we've used for many, many years. They do a great job with the display, but even more importantly, they do a great job with safety. So that's the number one reason for bringing them back. So the contract for this year in front of you this evening is for $30,000, and we'd like to get it to them soon and get on their books and reserve their time for June 6th.
I move to authorize the agreement with Celebration Fireworks, Inc. for fireworks display for the Horsham Fireworks Show on June 6, 2026.
Second.
And moved and seconded, this is a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Have it. Okay. And the next item up is to consider the appointment of township attorney/solicitor.
So at the direction of council at your organizational meeting, we did RFPs, but before we go into all of that, Dave is here, Grimbean and Thatcher, they were appointed in January of 1998. So primarily Mary Eberly has been our township solicitor. Dave came in when Mary got sick, but for 27 years, Mary and Dave at the end really took care of Horsham. A lot happened over those 27 years, from land developments. The town just has grown and has moved forward, and Grimbean and Thatcher has been there every step of the way with us, watching us from a legal side. But as time went on, it became more than just a legal side with Mary. Jokingly, a lot of people said, "Oh, Mary's the sixth council member," and it wasn't that she was the sixth council member. It was because she cared. She grew to care about Horsham and protect Horsham, and as we grew, all these things hit us. You heard me when we said goodbye to a few council people, but when the base closure hit, no one knew what BRAC stood for. No one knew the base closure laws. Mary just dove right into it. Didn't hesitate. No one had to tell her. She knew what to do. And she educated herself. She learned what those federal laws were. And when PFAS hit us again, right on top of it. She, just, every step, every good thing that this community has experienced over the last 27 years, Mary and her firm have been part of. We could not have come this far. We could not have moved this township the way we moved it to make it attractive for the residents, to want people to want to live here, and businesses and companies to come to Horsham without that guidance. And she adapted to the vision. Her team back at Greenbean and Thatcher adapted to what our vision was, and did amazing work for us. So Mary's fallen ill, and that's why Dave came in. But we thank them. We thank Mary. We thank Greenbean and Thatcher, the whole team there, everyone that has been involved, helping us along the way. Dave here at the end, just fantastic work from a great firm. So I just wanted to take a few minutes and say thank you to Dave, and to please pass along to Mary our thanks for 27 years of work and what she's done for Horsham.
Thank you for the kind words, Bill. I'll be sure to pass it along. It's been an honor and a privilege working with you all. My only regret is not quitting my old job sooner to start working with you guys all sooner. But thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
And we're not saying goodbye. And I don't know if you want to take this.
That's okay. You could keep. I'll just say we'll still be working with Dave. Dave will represent Horsham as part of Greenbean through Myria and HLRA. So certainly not a goodbye. We get to continue to collaborate on those other.
All right. Thanks, Dave. And so at your organizational meeting, you directed me to prepare and to advertise a request for proposal for solicitor, which I did. We advertised that in several different ways. Number one, we posted it on a legal bulletin board out in the lobby. We did the RFP in the Intelligencer newspaper. We posted it on the township website. We posted it on our social media sites. And we also picked 3 municipalities about our size in Montgomery County, and we mailed the RFP to their solicitors. So that's how we advertised ourselves. You did receive 4 proposals, which you all have received. They all are very, very close, just dollars. When I say dollars, $5 or less away from their rates and their fees for general legal and real estate. The firms were Kilkenny Law, Greenbean and Thatcher, Hill Wallach, Clark Gallagher, Bibero, Amuso, and Glassman were the 4 firms. All had rather extensive client list in the municipal sector with school districts, municipal authorities, townships, boroughs. I did call each of the firms, some of their references in other towns and clients, just to check in and to see, except for Greenbean and Thatcher. We didn't have to do that. We know their reputation and the work that they do. But just to check in, and all received good reviews, good comments, nothing bad.
I just wanted to express I appreciate you sending the proposals from each firm. It was helpful to kind of look at what was the side-by-side numbers. As a elected representative, I want to be, vigilant for our taxpayers in ensuring that we are using those dollars appropriately, which is not to say that anything has ever been otherwise. But it was helpful to understand the different things as far as different costs for land development, for general legal fee, for paralegal fees, things like that. So just for people to understand that we do take a look at each proposal closely.
I move.
Oh, go ahead.
I move to appoint Kilkenny Law, the Township Solicitor for 2026 in accordance to their proposal dated January 20th, 2026.
Second.
Seconded, this is a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And with that, we will announce that the next Horsham Township Council meeting will be held on Wednesday, February 11th at 6 p.m. right here in this building. And adjourn. Mark your calendars. Go ahead.
And the Read Local Author Showcase will be on Saturday, February 28th at the Horsham Township Library from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Hope you can all join us.
Meeting adjourned.